state terror very often breeds collective terror. Do you recall the fact that the Jews were never terrorists? By and large, Jews were not known to commit terror, except during and after the Holocaust. Most studies show that majority of members of the worst terrorist groups in Israel or in Palestine, the Stern and the Irgun gangs, were people who were immigrants from the most anti-Semitic countries of Eastern Europe and Germany. Similarly, the young Shiites of Lebanon or the Palestinians from the refugee camps, these are battered people. They become very violent. The ghettos are violent internally. They become violent externally when there is a clear, identifiable external target, an enemy. They can say, yes, this one did it to me. Then they can strike back. 5. Example is a bad thing because example spreads. There was a highly publicized Beirut hijacking of the TWA plane. After that hijacking, there was hijacking attempts at 9 different American airports. American airports. Pathological groups or individuals modeling on the others. Even more serious are examples set by governments. When governments engage in terror, they set very large examples. And when they engage in supporting terror, they engage in other sets of examples. 6. Absence of revolutionary ideology is central to victim terrorism. Revolutionaries do not commit unthinking terror. Those of you who are familiar with revolutionary theory know the debates, the disputes, the quarrels, the fights within revolutionary groups of Europe. The fight between anarchists and Marxists, for example. But the Marxists have always argued that revolutionary terror, if ever engaged in, must be sociologically and psychologically selective. Don't hijack a plane. Don't hold hostages. Don't kill children, for God's sake. Have you recalled also that the great revolutions, the Chinese, the Vietnamese, the Algerian, the Cuban, never engaged in hijacking type of terrorism. They did engage in terrorism, but it was highly selective, it was highly sociological, it was still deplorable, but there was an organized, highly limited, selective character to it. So absence of revolutionary ideology that begins more or less all of the post-World War II period has been central to this phenomenon. My final question with you is, but these conditions have existed for a long time, for a very, very long time. But why then this flurry of private political terrorism? Why now so much of it and so visible? And the answer is modern technology. You have a cause, You can communicate it through radio and television. They will all come swarming if you have taken an aircraft and you are holding 150 Americans hostages, and they will all hear your cause. You have a modern weapon through which you can shoot a mile away, they can't reach you. And you have the modern means of communicating. When they put together the cause, the instrument of coercion, and the instrument of communication, politics is made. A new kind of politics becomes possible. To this challenge, rulers from one country after another have been responding with traditional methods. The traditional method of shooting it out. Whether it's missiles or some other means, shooting it out. And the Israelis are very proud of it. The Americans are very proud of it. The French became very proud of it. Now the Pakistanis are proud of it. The Pakistanis say our commandos are the best. Frankly, it won't work. The point proves a central problem of our time. Political minds, rooted in the past, and modern times, producing new realities. Therefore, in conclusion, what is my recommendation to America? Quickly, without explaining them, you would know what I mean, what to do. First, avoid extremes of double standards. If you are going to practice double standards, you will be paid with double standards. Don't use it. Don't condone Israeli terror, Pakistani terror, Nicaraguan terror, El Salvador terror on the one hand, and then complain about Afghan terror or Palestinian terror. Doesn't work. Try to be even-handed. A superpower cannot promote terror in one place and reasonably expect to discourage terrorism in another place. Won't work in this shrunken world. Second, do not condone the terror of your allies. Condemn them, fight them, punish them evenly. Third, please eschew, avoid covert operations and low-intensity warfare. Covert operations and low-intensity warfare are breeding ground of terror and drugs. Violence and drugs are bred there. The structure of covert operation, and I made a film about it which has been very popular in Europe, called Dealing with the Demon. What I have shown is, wherever covert operation has been, there has been the central drug problem. That has been also the center of drug trade, because the structure of covert operation, Afghanistan, Vietnam, Nicaragua, Central America, the structure of drug operation, covert operation, is very hospitable to drug trade. Avoid it, give it up. Doesn't help. Fourthly, please focus on causes and help ameliorate causes. Try to look at causes and solve problems. 5, do not concentrate on military solutions. Do not seek military solution. Terrorism is a political problem. Seek political solutions. Diplomacy works. Military doesn't work.